Hi guys! So today we will be going over map coloring. We will be reviewing some background and introduction of map coloring. We will also be going over some supporting terms that help define what map coloring is. We will also review the definition of a planar graph and what it relates to in map coloring. We will also answer the dreaded question of what is map coloring. And in answering that question, we will also explain and show how to properly color a map in graph theory. We will also be reviewing Francis Gurthy's four-color theorem. And last but not least, we will also be using some real-world examples that we see of map coloring. So some background and introduction is the four-color theorem is what originally proposed the idea of map coloring, which stems from graph coloring, also known as vertex coloring, which is used for things like scheduling conflicts, map coloring, traffic patterns, highways, and network routing. Some supporting terms that are needed to understand map coloring are vertices, which are the start and stops of a graph, faces, which are the different regions formed by edges within a graph, edges, which is what connects a vertice, region is that area floating outside of a map or graph, chromatic number is the minimum number needed to color a map, and the Euler's formula is vertices plus faces equals edges plus 2. So a planar graph is a graph drawn in which no edges intersect one another, except at the vertices. The picture below is a great example and actually shows what a planar graph is. What is map coloring? Map coloring is a mathematical concept that involves assigning colors to regions on a map in such a way that no two adjacent regions have the same color. Map coloring relates to vertex coloring, which is the same and parallel to the definition of what map coloring is. So, with the definition of the vertex coloring and map coloring, we see that in order to understand map coloring, you have to color each vertices as shown in the picture below. Note how none of neighboring vertices have the same color. This map right here also shows what map coloring is. Note how no neighboring states have the same color. Then you would ask, what is the chromatic number of these graphs? And you would come to the answer of 4. In 1852, somebody named Francis Gurthy proposed the four-color theorem. The four-color theorem states that any map on a plane can be colored with 4 colors without regions sharing a boundary. It wasn't until years later where this four-color theory was actually proven. The following picture is an example of the four-color theorem in Europe. If you could see, there's a little Italy boot, and note how none of the countries have neighboring have the same colors. So some real-world application here is an example of a map of Mecklenburg County. As you can see, no neighboring regions have the same color. Map coloring is easy to help distinguish different area codes, different zip codes of different areas. Thank you for watching our presentation. We hope that you enjoyed it and learned something out of it. Thank you.